The simulated congressional hearings are a wonderful way for 5th grade students to demonstrate their understanding of the founding of the U.S. Constitution and the impact of its creation. It's also an opportunity for our community, educators, and elected officials to come together in support of this authentic experience for students. I'm always so impressed by the knowledge and poise of our students and have enjoyed participating in SCH both as a parent and as a guest judge for many years.
When you are here in this environment and experience this firsthand, you realize just how knowledgeable and insightful our students are becoming on civics, the Constitution, and as valuable citizens. Our elementary school educators have done a marvelous job preparing their students for this day, and I am always in awe at the large turnout of parents, community, business leaders, and elected officials that show up to support this wonderful experience.
The culminating activity is a simulated congressional hearing involving the entire 5th grade. Students act as experts on congressional issues, giving testimony before a panel of judges. The judges are a collection of civic leaders, business partners, community leaders, and role models. This is an authentic performance-based assessment where students apply their knowledge of the U.S. Constitution and the Bill of Rights to historical and contemporary events and build skills necessary for good citizenship. This video provides guidelines for judges and examples of hearings. The primary role of the judge is to help the students demonstrate what they've learned, take pride in their knowledge, and to help see their potential. This video will focus on what your role will be as a judge when you are in the classrooms for the hearings. As a judge, you will participate in several hearings in various classrooms. Each of the hearings will follow the same procedure. Now we will review each step more closely, as well as provide examples of the hearings. You have each been assigned to a judge group with one experienced person being designated as the lead judge. Begin each hearing by introducing yourselves. Tell students both your name and what you do for a living. The lead judge should then invite students to introduce themselves. This is a good time to take out your note-taking sheet and to write the students' names down phonetically and in the order that they are sitting. This will help when you go to give feedback to the students. The lead judge should then read the introductory paragraph at the top of the sheet labeled Judge Unit and Follow-Up Questions. The lead judge should then check to make sure that the timekeeper, who is usually the teacher, is ready with 4 minutes on the clock. The students will then begin reading their prepared 4-minute testimony, where students will act as experts on constitutional issues. The students will apply their knowledge of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights to both historical and contemporary issues. During the student's testimony, judges can take notes using their note-taking sheet. Judges can also make comments using the judge's feedback form as a guide. The timekeeper will indicate when 1 minute is remaining and then signal time at the conclusion of the 4 minutes. After the prepared testimony, the lead judge should encourage students to put away their notes. Encourage students to take a deep breath and then have them begin. The judges will ask approximately 6 minutes of follow-up questions to probe the students' level of understanding and to test their analytical skills. Through the follow-up questions, the judges will show the students that they can think on their feet and do it well. Judges should begin by posing one of the suggested follow-up questions provided for them at the bottom of the Judge Unit and Follow-Up Question sheet. When asking questions, it is important to remember 2 things. 1. Ask questions to the entire group, not an individual student. 2. Stick to the follow-up questions provided. The students should be prepared to answer these. After the judges have asked a round of the suggested questions, the lead judge has the option of asking a top-secret follow-up question. These are questions that the students and teachers have not seen before, but were designed ahead of time to ensure that there are fair questions related to what the students have studied. The students have been told to expect these. The lead judge should use their discretion to determine when to use these additional questions. And all students are required to participate to the best of their ability. This means you will have students of various abilities and strengths in each group. After the follow-up questions, the judges will have an opportunity to provide immediate and positive feedback to students. It is appropriate and preferred to give specific feedback to individual students and to the entire group. After receiving feedback, students should feel like they're on top of the world and that they can conquer anything they encounter in middle school, high school, or possibly even law school. After leaving the room, you will have approximately 5 minutes to complete the feedback form. Presentations should be based on how the group did as a whole during the speech or the follow-up questioning period. Score students based on their level of understanding in relation to the questions they responded to in their speech and then also in their follow-up responses. Also, indicate if students were able to provide supporting evidence. Indicate with a check mark if students included constitutional support, historical examples, or current examples. This is a great opportunity for students to showcase the listening and speaking skills they learned in language arts. Indicate the students' responsiveness and appropriate application of these skills when responding to the questions they were asked. For participation, score students based on the extent to which most group members contributed to the group's presentation. Groups in which most students speak should be ranked higher than groups in which 1 or 2 students dominate. It is important for judges to be sensitive to students who have difficulty speaking in public because of shyness, English language learners, students with learning abilities, or other circumstances warranting accommodations. After scoring the group, be sure to write a positive comment about the group's overall performance. It's most effective to include a specific example from the student's testimony to support your statements. Some of these will be shared with the school during the closing ceremony. Please be sure to complete the top of the group rubric. We want this to be a learning experience for students. If you have any constructive criticisms that will help them in the future, or want them to double-check a fact they shared, please write a note to them on the back of the judge feedback form. And finally, we want to take this time to thank you for exemplifying civic virtue. The simulated congressional hearings allow students to surprise themselves and exceed everyone's expectations, including their own. The judges have an awesome responsibility to help make that a reality.
It's a way to authentically engage the students in the Constitution. They have a real audience, they have judges who are knowledgeable about the Constitution, and it gives them that opportunity to research and to learn and to present in an authentic way, which is perfect, and it's an experience that the kids will remember for years and years to come.